All right, we are live.
Yep, give me 1 second.
Good evening, I'm Michelle Rehill, and I am the chairperson of the Board of Library Trustees. I call this meeting to order at 7:03 p.m. I will read the Governor Healy's advisory regarding remote meetings. This open meeting of the Library Board of Trustees is being conducted remotely pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of the 2023, an act relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency, signed into law on March 29th, 2023. All members of the Library Board of Trustees are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The act allows the Library Board of Trustees to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless the chair notes otherwise. Members of the public who wish to view the live stream of this meeting may do so by going to Northborough Remote Meetings on YouTube via the link listed on the agenda. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment. Members, I will now do the roll call attendance. When I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Mitch Cohen.
Mitch Cohen, hello.
Pat Font. Oops. You're muted, Pat.
She's here.
We have to find that little microphone button.
How about now?
Now, perfect. Thank you.
Present.
Thanks. Jim Hogan.
Jim Hogan here.
Jocelyn McKellany.
Jocelyn McKellany, present.
Beth Thomas.
Beth Thomas here.
Richard Tucker.
Richard Tucker, present.
And Michelle Rehill is also present. And we also have with us this evening Library Director Jen Bruno.
Here.
Yay. So with that out of the way, the next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of December 12th. And due to circumstances beyond our control, the minutes were not received by the members of the board. So we will pass over that agenda item and we will approve them at the next meeting. Which brings us to the next item, the FY24 appropriations report. Does anyone have any questions or any comments about the appropriations report as submitted? Seeing none, hearing none, I'm going to say that we're all happy with the report and we will move on to the library director's report.
Are there any questions?
Other than what can we do to keep Katrina? No.
Yeah.
Keep supporting that budget request for my assistant director position. We might be able to get her back one day. No, I'm going to miss her. She's been here for 9 years. If I say more, I'll start crying again. I've already done that once.
In all
we
seriousness,
really love her. Yeah. But we're so happy for her.
Actually, I can remember asking her for recommendations for books for our grandchildren for presents, and she was fabulous in getting back with really great recommendations. And the only other question I had was, I'm looking at it again, I'm not sure, do we have a timeline on the appeal?
Let's see. It's ready. I mean, pending any corrections or requested changes, it's ready to go out. I would have it out ideally before the end of January. So it would just be a matter of getting everything printed and mailed. So just a couple weeks
Great.
and then it would go out.
Okay. I had a question. I just want to make sure you're talking about the budget for FY25. And you made a note that you included a copy of the draft in this report for us to read. And I did not see that.
You
So
can always tell how many things I'm doing
I,
when there's so many errors. I will send that out. I apologize.
okay.
Sometimes when I'm combining PDFs, things get lost and I did not double check that. And so I will send that out.
All right. And I apologize because I read that and I made a note. I saw that you had written that and I said, oh, I must have missed that when I was looking at the email. And then I went back and checked and said, oh, so I wrote myself a note that said, ask for the budget. And I didn't.
I'll
So
send it.
I
I'll
am
send it
sorry.
before the end of the night.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right, so we've had our, yeah, happy for her, sad for us. Talk about the budget. Does anybody else have any other questions or comments about anything in the report? Do we want to go on to talking about the annual appeal? Did anyone have any input?
Could you indulge me? I know that everybody calls me Pat, but when it comes to official documents, I'd like to be Patricia.
Tricia.
So at the end of the repeal, it has a list of trustees.
Oh, sure.
I would appreciate that. Thank you. I mean, I'm Pat 99% of the time, but on official stuff, I'm Patricia.
Sure.
Now, Pat, do you want me to do that in the minutes as well?
No, I'm fine with the minutes. It's just,
Okay,
we're going up to our public,
Okay, because you and I are Pat.
All right, I was gonna say, wait a minute, do I have to call her Patricia in meetings now?
Nope.
No, thank you.
Michelle, I have a minor note, only peripherally related to the appeal letter. It suggests going to the website and clicking the donate button. Currently, the donate button is kind of buried at the bottom and hard to find. It might be nice to make it more prominent, at least during the first 30 days that the letter goes out, something like that, if possible. Took me a minute to find it.
Sure. Yeah, I could make a slide on the front page as well. That sort of directs people to the PDF of this. And also has that donate button, but I can also make it more prominent. I thought it was interesting. We had just under $300 in annual appeal donations last month for an appeal I haven't sent out since 2022.
I think some people have an end of the year list where they like to donate, and luckily we're on that list for some people.
Yep. Every month we get something. And that's probably the donation button, but there are throughout the year, people will just print the older appeal form and just mail it in with a check. So
Thank you to all of our proactive supporters.
yes, people are awesome. But I thought maybe I would give them something updated to work with.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's over the years, it's been a really good indicator to me anyway, of how people really do value the library. I mean, they pay with their checkbooks, which is great.
Agree. It's also a good marketing tool. I'm not sure. I mean, obviously we stay busy. but we do so many different things that I think it's easy to miss, even if you regularly attend the library. You may not necessarily know, like if you come for story time, you may not necessarily know that we also do CPR trainings and things like that. So that's kind of what I was using it for in
Mhm.
part. This was like, look at all the things we do.
I agree. I hadn't thought about it that way, but um, it is a good piece of marketing. So, all right. Does this require a vote, or are we just going to go ahead with this?
I don't think it required a vote, at least when I looked back. We hadn't voted on the last one. It was on the agenda for everybody to review and sort of looking for consent, I think.
All right. So I'm going to say, do we have consent that we would like to do this?
Yeah.
All right. I'm seeing
Yeah.
lots of thumbs up and heads nodding. So,
Thank you
And then-
all.
all right. Excellent. Are there any other things, comments, anything anybody wants to say?
I'd just like to say to Jen, every time I get your reports about the usage for that month or whatever period, I am always flabbergasted at the amount of programs and the amount of people that attend. And I've been there sometimes early in the morning, and I always see a stream of mothers with their children. And I got to tell you, I really think that's a great thing. You talk about marketing. I think that's a great use of the library, and I think you're doing a very good job in that area.
Thank you so much. One of the things that you'll see when I do send out the draft budget request, in the assistant director, like I sent sort of a narrative that explains not only the history of the position, but the justification of why we would like to see that position restored. I did an analysis of where we are within our, so the state sort of divides everybody into population groups for libraries. So the population group that we fall into, we are on the smallest end. So the cutoff is 15,000, which I think we're just over.
Mhm.
So it makes us one of the smallest population wise in that group, but we are third for program attendance overall. We are fourth in the number of programs that we offer, and we're in like the top 5 or 6 for circulation. So if you're looking at what other libraries are doing, I know it's astounding. There's like, it's several, I think it's almost 30 libraries that are in our population group, 30 or 40. The exact numbers are in there, but when you look at it, yeah, party hats for everybody. We are super, super busy. Um, and we knew we were busy, but when we look at that, I mean, the libraries that are offering more programs and the 2 that beat us in attendance are huge compared to us. So it was really something to be proud of for the staff. Particularly, I know the children's department offers a huge number of those programs, but it's not an inconsequential number of adult and teen programs either. So really just all around, they're just doing great things. And I was
The
really
children,
impressed.
the children are the future patrons.
Yep.
So that's important. And could you send those numbers out to us?
Yes. Yes. Look for them in the budget packet that I'm about to send you as
Great.
soon as we get off this meeting.
Thank you.
Yep.
That might be something interesting to put on the library's social media pages also.
Mm-hmm. Everywhere.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, I'm not kidding when I say I almost want to kind of put it on a foam board sign and just put it right in the lobby. But it'll definitely go into our annual report to the town and anywhere else that I can put it, because I mean, I thank my staff a lot. I think our patrons are really appreciative of the staff, but I think seeing it in that perspective really kind of hammers home like how amazing and special they are.
They are all amazing and special. I agree. So, thank you for bringing that up. If there are no other comments, then the next meeting will be Tuesday, February 13th at 7 p.m. And unless there's any other business that comes before the board, the chair would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Will that next meeting be Zoom or in person?
Zoom.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, so Mitch moved, Jocelyn, you seconded,
Yep.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All righty. So all those in favor of, sorry, I made a mistake. All those in favor of adjourning the meeting.
Excuse me, before you go there.
Oh, yeah.
Quick question. Okay. I didn't catch what Richard said a minute ago. February meeting
Oh, the February meeting will be remote. It will be on
will
Zoom.
be remote. Okay. Thank you.
Sorry, yes, I should have said that. I'm sorry, I did not.
That's it. Thank you.
Not having my best night tonight.
Okay.
None of us are.
I hear Mercury's in retrograde.
Take that. I'll blame that. All right, all those in favor of adjourning the meeting at this time, say aye. Mitch,
Aye.
Pat,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
Jocelyn,
Aye.
Beth,
Aye.
Richard,
Aye.
and I'm Michelle. We'll also say aye. The motion carries unanimously. The meeting is adjourned at 7:20 p.m. See you all next